Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 744. Title of today's lesson is the difference between defrost and thaw. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot or now. Let's get right to it. To defrost means a release from a frozen state. To thaw focuses on releasing something from the effects of cold, such as hardness, stiffness, or numbness. So a lot of times we use thaw. The goal is to make something less hard or less stiff. All right, let's continue. There is crossover when talking about frozen food taking out of a freezer and allowed to be in room temperature. Thus, you can defrost or thaw meat simply by leaving it in room temperature. Now, in this situation, I actually think thaw is a little better, but it's very commonly used that people will say defrost here as well. You could maybe argue that there was a human action, because sometimes with human actions, we're more likely to use defrost, that somebody took it out of the freezer. But probably the unfreezing really happens more as a natural process of the room temperature, making it unfrozen. So I like thaw a little better, but again, you will hear both in this situation. Let's continue. If a machine is used to help frozen food become unfrozen, for example, with a microwave, defrost would be used. So it's a machine, and we are going through the action of doing something to make it unfrozen here. All right, let's continue. One also defrosts a windshield. You would never hear anybody say that they thaw a windshield. In fact, we turn on a defroster to do it. We do not thaw a windshield. We also defrost a refrigerator, usually simply by pulling out a plug so it stops producing cold. Yeah, nobody thaws a refrigerator. We would not say to thaw a fridge. The windshield and refrigerator do not become less hard or stiff. They simply stop or remove the frozen state. Okay, let's continue. Defrost usually implies humans did some action. We also say snow thaws. It is a natural process, a thaw, so thaw is more suitable. If we said to defrost snow, it would sound like we control the weather outside to make that happen. So it's more likely that we will say to thaw snow, or that snow naturally just thaws. All right, and we got 5 examples here to show just how it's used. Here's the first one. I put the frozen fish on the counter to thaw it out. So again, this is one where you might hear some people say defrost as well. Number 2, I put the frozen fish in the microwave to defrost it faster. Now here you definitely would use defrost. Number 3, as the temperature rises, the snow starts to thaw. A natural process. Number 4, turn on the defroster to defrost the windshield. Yeah, definitely defrost with that one. And number 5 here, I felt my mustache freeze to the top of my lip. After I went into the subway, it started to thaw and felt wet. Yeah, when I was young, I lived in New York, and sometimes I experienced that with very cold, windy days. The top of your mustache actually froze to the top of your lip. You could feel that it was stuck. You go down in the subway, and of course it's warmer, so it thaws. That's what actually happens. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.